I still remember that day, and I still shiver when I think about that day. Not because I was losing all the matches, but because that day my coach told me something that changed my life forever. And that is what I want to share with you, and much more. So he came to me. He said, Advit, stop practicing, start playing. You're playing a tournament. Do you know the actual amount of time players actually hit the ball during the entire match? It's around 10% for amateur players like you. It is the remaining 90% that really makes all the difference. What do you think in that? What do you do in that determines your performance. And I thought about it. He was kind of true. It's not just about tennis, it is about the entire life. We prepare for weeks, prepare for months, prepare for years just for an exam which is of 3 hours, or a performance which is of 30 seconds or a few minutes. But there was something much more deeper in what he said. I realized that if it is a tennis concept that can be applied to life, then there must be something in concepts. There must be something which is much more powerful. And I realized that marketing concepts, I know hundreds of marketing concepts. Why can't these be applied to make my life better, to change your life, society's life, and solve a few world problems? Yes, marketing can solve world problems, and that is what I'm going to talk to you about today. You might be thinking that how do we cover so much in so much amount of time? And that is why I have chosen only 3 stories for you today out of the hundreds and thousands of stories that exist in the real world. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the stories. Story number 1, brand perception. So it's a marketing concept and it is well known to everyone, even the common man, that perception is a reality. What we perceive from our 5 senses becomes our reality. Now, can brand perception actually solve some world problems or large social issues? Let me walk you through an example. It was 7 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday, and I was waiting outside his house. I was like, should I ring the bell? Will it be too rude? Should I wake him up? Or should I wait? I waited, 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 and pressed the bell. It was too cold. He himself came out and he shook my hands. He looked like he was fresh. He took me to a hall. It was a huge hall. There were at least 200 people buzzing around. And I'm not exaggerating. This was the last phase of a state election. And this guy who I was meeting, he was contesting elections for the very first time and was also a chief minister candidate. I met him about after 3 hours and I told him, finding a marketing campaign idea is the easiest job. Promoting it is also easy. But executing it on the ground in reality is the most difficult and challenging part. Are you up for it? He gave me a cold stare and he walked away. I was like, did I say too much? But apparently not. I was flown to his hometown. I met his team. I understood the campaign. And the same night, I had to present some ideas to him. So I had 3 ideas and I presented, and I knew that he would take up the first idea. So he actually took up the first idea and he started saying that, let's go ahead and implement it. I was like, are you sure that we will execute it also? He again gave me a cold stare, but this time he smiled and said yes. I was so excited. I immediately called up my team. We implemented the campaign and we said, on his own website, we would have a very simple campaign. The campaign would say that if you had to give an idea to a chief minister to solve a state problem, what would that idea be? A very simple campaign. Now, we waited for a few hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. I was like, we have done the first phase. Now let us do the second phase, which is the promotion of the campaign. So I called up a few journalist friends of mine and I asked them if they'll be interested in sharing this story forward. They actually shared it. Some news channels picked it up on TV. And by next day morning, I had few responses. Not just few thousand. 17,000 to be precise. The campaign ran for 4 days. And I actually got more than 50,000 responses. And the campaign was a super hit in terms of the promotion. So coming back to brand perception, where is brand perception and why did this person actually agree to do this campaign? He was building a perception for him. He was saying that people, I'm so confident that I am already a chief minister, that I am already thinking ahead and I am collecting ideas and I'm executing your ideas and I'm open and I'm transparent and I'm completely democratic. That was the brand perception built for himself. Why did I do this campaign? Because I knew that 1 day of effort can change the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. And actually it did. In the next 5 years, he won the elections, he became the chief minister, and more than 500,000 people had a much better lifestyle because of some of the ideas that were picked up from that campaign. So that is what marketing can do. Let's look at another story now, quickly. We all go to e-commerce websites, we all purchase over there. Now, we don't go to an e-commerce website for any other purpose. We don't go to watch videos, we don't go to make friends, but only about 5% of the people actually purchase. The remaining 95% of the people drop out. They have their own reasons. They say that the price was too high, the ratings are fake, maybe the competitor is selling at a lower rate, and so on. They justify their behavior, and that is called self-deception. So that is an inherent quality that all humans have, self-deception. But marketers are like, we need to solve this, otherwise people will not buy on our site. So marketers give offers, discounts, cashbacks, buy now and get delivery within the next 12 hours. So how do we use this concept to solve some social issues or problems that are across the world? Let's look at a few examples. Drunken driving, smoking, urbanization. What do these people say? A drunken driver says that, I might be drunk, but as soon as I sit in my car, I'm in full control. A smoker says that I have never heard of a person falling sick, having cancer, or dying because of smoking. People living in metros say that water pollution, air pollution, water crisis, these are all myths that are created by industrialists so that they can sell us bottled water and air. Classic examples of self-deception. So again, the marketer comes in. So I was having a discussion with one of my friends. Actually, he's much more than a friend. And he runs a multi-country hotel chain. So we were saying, can we solve some of these problems? And we said, let's implement a program where the hotel and its bars and its pubs, they tied up with a cab aggregator and said that we'll give offers to customers so that we can discourage drunken driving. Offer number 1, after drinking, if you take the cab back home, we will waive off the service charges on the bill. Offer number 2, tomorrow you will have a problem that somebody will have to come and collect the car. So you don't need to worry. We'll send it to your home again. Buy now and get delivery within the next 12 hours. Another example, influencer marketing. One of the largest social issues or one of the largest revolutions in the recent times, a non-violent revolution which has changed the lives of hundreds of thousands or maybe hundreds of millions of people across the world, has been due to a few celebrities tweeting about something and then common man participating and it becoming a global phenomena, the Me Too revolution. So if influencer marketing can be used for a campaign like Me Too with a little bit of focus, why can't it be used for other social issues? Air pollution. Why can't influencers promote e-vehicles? Why can't they promote cab sharing? Why can't they promote public transport usage? Why can't campaigns which are anti-racism and anti-child abuse be run by influencers and celebrities so that these issues can be solved to a large extent? Coming back to story number 3, awareness. So when you talk about marketing, the first principle of marketing is awareness. If there's no awareness, there is no marketing. If people do not know about your product, about your service, about yourself, nothing happens. So how can awareness solve some problems? Let's talk about freshwater crisis, which is a problem for humans. Like humans cannot survive without fresh water. They will die if there's no fresh water. So I was having a discussion with one of a very senior official, and I was taking his view. And his view was a very common view like all of us. We said, how do we solve freshwater crisis? Let's not use showers. Let's use buckets. Let's not leave the tap running. Let's save water. Great. But that does not solve the freshwater crisis. Why? Let's get some awareness. Freshwater usage. 70% of fresh water is used in agriculture. 22% is used in industries. And only 8% is used for domestic usage. So even if I save 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, I'll just save 4% by domestic savings. So awareness about saving water and using alternate sources of water in agriculture and in industries. And awareness amongst the right people, like these officials and the people who are actually there on the farm, in the industries, can prevent such crises. So that's the power of awareness. That is what awareness can do. Now, marketing and awareness. Awareness is just one concept, but like that, there are hundreds and thousands of concepts which are related to marketing and human psychology. And if you look at all social causes, most of the world problems, I won't say all, but most of the world problems are man-made issues. Look at safety, religious conflicts, freedom of speech, wars. They're all issues caused by man, and they can be solved by human psychology, and they are being solved by human psychology and by marketing concepts. So coming back to the final part of this presentation. Now there are two ways in which we can all think about our stories. The first way is that we can still be in the practice mode. We can still say that we are learning. We can still say that we are using digital, we are using IoT, wearables. We are becoming slaves of technology. Companies are telling us what to buy. Companies are telling us what to eat. And companies are telling us where to go and so on. That is a mode we can continue living because we have been doing that for a very long time and it's getting more and more ingrained in ourselves. Story number 2, the other way of living, is that we all find our talent, our skills, and we get in the play mode. Enough of practice, let's get in the play mode, find the area where we want to really make a difference, and find our cause. Because once we find that, then we know that we don't have much left, and whatever is there, we have to save it for the better. Thank you.